Hey everyone, this is a BM Hunter rotation guide for Castle Nathria. Here are my talents, and I advise taking the Bloodletting Potency Conduit. It's the most useful thing early on before we get mad amounts of haste. So first thing to think about BM Hunter is you want to cast Barbed Shot to get the buff. When I cast Barbed Shot, my pet will get a buff, which is 30% increased attack speed. This is really good. If you cast it twice, now I'll get 60%. If I cast it 3 times, I'm now at 90%. Your aim is to keep this up at all times. That is your building blocks of BM Hunter. Now, how can you do this? Your Barb Shot recharge time is longer than the actual buff lasts. So you need to do what I refer to as juggling, but it's basically waiting for as late as possible to cast your Barb Shot. So how does this look? Cast Barb Shot. I wait. I wait. I get close to 1 second. I cast another one. I'm now at 2 stacks, and you can see I've already got a charge back. I again wait for 1 second. There we go. We've got our 3 stacks. We've got charges coming back up. This is simple enough to do. It's made even easier by the fact we have Scent of Blood as a talent. Scent of Blood means when we activate Bestial Wrath, we grant 2 charges of Barbed Shot. So let's just do a fake rotation. So let's go Barbed Shot, Bestial Wrath, Barbed Shot. Okay. So now we play the cooldown. We're basically trying to get back to Bestial Wrath cooldown. So when it gets to 1 second, cast it. Every time you cast it, you reduce the cooldown of Bestial Wrath. So again, we wait, cast. We wait. We're going to cast again at 1 second. There we go. And after one more, you can see my Bestial Wrath is nearly up again. So as soon as I cast this, Bestial Wrath is back up, I'm back to 2 charges, I can do what I want with them, etc. So that's your Barbed Shot. I advise just playing around with it, trying to get a feel for how long it takes, how long it will take to recharge, and it will just become muscle memory after a while. Now what do you do between this? This isn't obviously all of our damage. What do we do? You cast Kill Command and Cooldown, and you cast Cobra Shots in between kill commands. Try to never cast more than 2 Cobra Shots in between each kill command. You'll basically go dry on focus, and you actually won't have the GCDs available to keep that going. So how is this going to look? I can show you. So again, rotation looks very similar. Barbed Shot, Bestial Wrath, Barbed Shot, Kill Command. And now we cast Cobra Shots while we can, while we've got the focus. Kill Command. Reapply Barbed Shot, and this is all the rotation is. You're trying to cast Cobra Shots in between and Kill Command off cooldown. That's all you're doing rotation wise. So as you can see, we're just going through it. Barbed Shot falling off, Kill Command's back off cooldown. In one more Barbed Shot, I'll be about back to Bestial Wrath. So cast it, Bestial Wrath. Nice. And this is the rotation. Simple enough. Now, what does an ideal opener look like? This isn't us using all of our cooldowns, for example. Let me show you. The first things we need to think about is, what are our cooldowns? Aspect of the Wild, really useful. Gives you extra focus per second, gives you critical strike chance, and it also reduces the GCD slightly. Your Covenant will have given you an ability. I've taken Wild Spirits because I'm Night Fae, and that's basically my cooldowns outside of trinkets. So you can see I've got the Memory of the Past Sins. I've just put this into a macro with my Bestial Wrath. So as soon as I cast Bestial Wrath, I'm also going to use that trinket. Bestial Wrath is up often enough, and you're usually trying to use it on burst phases, that I just tie it to the trinket. I don't have separate things for the trinkets, this is just what I do. So let's have a look at what the full rotation would look like. What we're going to do is cast Aspect of the Wild before the pull. Once it's been pulled, we're going to cast Barbed Shot, Bestial Wrath, Wild Spirits, Barbed Shot, and then go about your usual rotation. You can swap Wild Spirits and Bestial Wrath. Bestial Wrath is an ability that does damage, and therefore it triggers Wild Spirits. It's kind of up to you, but this is how it would look. Aspect of the Wild, Barbed Shot, Wild Spirits, Bestial Wrath, Barbed Shot. I'm at my 3 stacks, and now I go about my usual rotation. So I cast Cobra Shots, I cast Kill Commands, and I keep my Barbed Shot up. That's all I'm doing. So as you can see, going through the rotation, I got a Wild Spirits proc, that's nice for me, wasn't necessarily needed. I'm back up to Kill Command, my Barbed Shot's running out, let's use another one. As you can see, oh, got another proc, there we go. As you can see, my Bestial Wrath's back up. When your Bestial Wrath is below I'd say 14 seconds, feel free to pump your barbed shots, and therefore you're more likely to get it back quicker and it has higher uptime, which is a lot of your damage. This is how the rotation looks. So far, I've completely ignored legendaries, and that's because 2 of the ones you're probably building do not affect that rotation at all. That's your Dire Beast legendary and your Rhylac Stalkers. If you're not keeping your Barb Shot 100% without these legendaries, I do not advise Soulforge. Soulforge is more likely to make you lose DPS, if anything. As soon as you miscast or cast extra GCDs on tar traps and flares, you don't actually see much for benefit, at least in raiding. In dungeons it's really strong. I advise you at least have it for your mythic pluses or your regular mythic dungeons. But how does Soulforge work? You drop a tar trap, you drop a flare inside of it, it will start damaging the boss. There are some optimizations you can do to this. Tar trap lasts for a minute, flare is a 20-second cooldown. This means you can cast multiple flares in the same tar trap. This is really useful. It's just giving you straight DPS, you're not losing GCD, you're less likely to drop your barbed shot cooldown. But how does the rotation work when you're using Soulforge Embers? In general, it depends on the boss. So if the boss is not going to move, you can't cast the tar trap beneath it because it will ninja pull. What you can do, however, if it's static, is cast it on the pull timer around the same time as you cast Aspect of the Wild. By the time it's travelled, you've casted your Aspect of the Wild and 2 barbed shots, it's now ready for a flare. This becomes actually easier on bosses that are going to be moved by the tanks. If the boss is going to be moved, say, this NPC, I can drop the tar trap on that NPC before pull, and as soon as he walks over it, I want to flare. Again, there's some optimizations. If it moves over and it takes a certain amount of time, you want to try and fit in your barbed shots or bestial wrath before wild spirits, because again, the damage doesn't proc. So what do you want to do? Let's say this is a static target, static boss. What I'm going to do is cast my tar trap, my Aspect of the Wild, 2 barbed shots, a flare, and then I go about my usual rotation. So here's my usual rotation. Tar trap, Aspect of the Wild, barbed shot, I now flare it. I can now Wild Spirit, Bestial Wrath, get my 3rd Barb Shot up, and now I go about my usual rotation. That's really it. Now, as you can see, I've got about 10 seconds left on my flare. So as soon as that flare cooldown comes back up, I can now cast another flare into that tar trap. So my flare's coming up, I cast it because I had a bit of downtime, got Wild Spirits proc, and I go back to my usual rotation. Now, before this next flare comes up, my tar trap's going to run out. So you need to pick a time, any time, and throw another tar trap down. It's already down, I don't need to worry about it. My Bestial Wrath's back up. I can now get another barb shot off. There we go. Flare's coming back off cooldown. I drop another one, and there's my Soulforge Embers. So I've used 2 tar traps, but I've technically got 3 uses of the flare, and I can get another flare usage before that tar trap ends. So that's my BM Hunter Guide for Castle Nathria. If you've made it this far, well, thank you for watching. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you on the Discord. Have a good day, everyone.